Wednesday the 17th of November 2021, and it's a cracking day, hence why I'm out. I'm in North Herts once again, doing a North Herts Ramblers walk number 71, which is their Kimpton Circular 10 miler, but I'm starting here in St Paul's, Walden, and this is the church of All Saints Church, St Paul's, Walden. It's about 12:30 now, I think. Got about 4 hours of walking to do, and sunset is still around 16:10, so it's going to be hit and miss as usual. But let's get cracking, see what awaits us. St Paul's, Walden, of course, is associated with the Queen Mother. Spent much of her youth here, so research that if you're interested. And as I say, cracking day, not a cloud in the sky at the moment. Bit of a breeze, but nothing that's going to affect my commentary, I don't think. So like I say, let's press on. Confirmation there outside the entrance, which also has a Victorian post box in the wall. Great that they don't update these things, give us a bit of nostalgia, eh? The initial walking is up this country lane next to the extensive cemetery. Incredible. Lots of deer around this area. Not sure what type they are. Get me rows and me fallows mixed up. So at this juncture, opposite a lodge on the map, we come off the lane, heading for Chalkley's Wood there in the distance. Lodge just behind me here. Now, as you can hear, one downside of today's walk is going to be the traffic into Luton Airport, which is very low at this point. Really does spoil this area. Walking through some lovely mixed woodland here, although I'm not sure I'm actually on the right path, because I couldn't find the exit from the field per the GPX track, which I would add I'm following in an anti-clockwise direction for lunch at Kimpton Church. Okay, I've found a trail again now on the edge of Chalkley's Wood, but it's difficult finding it in the first instance. I'd guess from here that's a monkjack being on its own. Quite small as well. Yeah, monkjack. Passing some paddocks here on the outskirts of Whitwell. Another lightning victim, and invariably it's an oak. Amazing how they seem to be struck more often than others, or maybe it's just that they can survive and stand up, I don't know. But I do seem to see more of those than any other tree. Whitwell Water Tower over there, which I have filmed on a previous walk in this area. I'm stood at about 400 foot here, so that must be 500, I guess. Certainly a bit higher than I am here. Whitwell has recently undergone some development on Horn Hill, I believe it's called. Another massive loss of green belt territory. It's just so annoying. Joining another byway here, which I've utilised previously. I've just come from that direction, and our onward journey is not right but left for a little while. Passing the berry, which I filmed previously but not on such a good day as today. Plodding along at an awfully slow pace at the moment. Been bumping into locals and having a chat with them. So fingers crossed I can recoup that lost time. The berry being where the Queen Mother spent a lot of her childhood, if I recall properly. There's a message there at the base of that oak. Can't read it at the moment, but I'm sure I will be able to when I edit this video. Obviously a significant message, I would have thought. Possibly about the Queen Mother, who knows. Decent view down the valley. Now at this juncture, take the immediate sharp right, rejoining the Hertfordshire Way. Our good old friend the Hertfordshire Way, along this boundary. Looking down on Whitwell. Crossing over the Mimram, one of Hertfordshire's chalk streams. And at this juncture we're also on the Chiltern Way again. So having come through a little bit of Whitwell on the high street, we're now on the other side, following the Hertfordshire Way, section of walking I've done previously on another NHRG walk, who incidentally have created today's walk. Not sure I mentioned that earlier. Once again, the path, which is a major path, the Hertfordshire Way, hasn't been reinstated here, so this is going to be a bit of a trudge. I've reported it on Pathwatch for what it's worth. Well, as you can see, it's an extensive couple of fields I've had to cross. No reinstatement. It's absolutely outrageous, really. If the farmer's got a path crossing his field, should reinstate the path. Roll it. That's what reinstatement means. Nightmare crossing these ploughed fields. It's only because I've done this section previously on, I think it was a Codicut walk, that I know where I'm going. Otherwise you've got no idea. There's no signposts or anything. Atrocious by Herts County Council. What is more, the farmer has taken what used to be the nature strip set aside away. He's taking it right up to the hedge now. So you have to walk on ploughed land. GPX tracks should take you somewhere across this field, but I can't see where the path is. So I'm going to do a left here by that barn and down that track along the field edge to rejoin the GPX track at Kimpton. Passing a bench on my left commemorating Helmer Eck, who died this year, 41 to 21. So a reasonable age, God rest his soul. Some decent autumn colours over there on my left. Big field country this again, which is annoying why paths aren't reinstated actually. One downside. So 2 o'clock on the button. I'm not sure how many miles into the walk I am at the moment, because my recorder has stopped. I would guess it's about 3 with probably another 6 to go. I'm not sure, but anyway, we're 2 hours into the walk, or 90 minutes anyway. Plenty of solid looking seats around. Tom Probin, GP there, that one's dedicated to. Nice little touch here with the poppies to commemorate Remembrance Sunday last week. Nice message. I do believe this is St Peter and St Paul. As you can see, the clock is accurate. No room at the top of the church spire. Starlings have occupied every inch. Right, let's get some lunch served on a seat in the sun, I'd say. This isn't exactly in the sun, but it'll have to do. Thanking Mr. Franks here, 74 years old, RIP. So 2:30, lunch has been had. Just thought I'd have a look inside the church here, which is quite plain. It's got some decent leaded windows, mind. The old organ here. Bit of a modern extension over there. The old bells at the rear. Look. And a bit of a library. Interesting the way these churches adapt. Interesting, the other week over at Wellington, I saw a list of the electoral roll. Here they've got a list of those that died in the wars. They call it Poppy Posies in Kimpton Churchyard. Lovely, eh? So I notice on the recreation area car park on my left here, there are some picnic tables available. Just for the record, leaving Kimpton behind us now. Walking alongside Park Wood here. Won't be many more weeks, if that, when all the leaves will be down on the floor. Decent views back. Some nice colours there. Passing the Holt farm on the map. Okay, now a little bit of lane walking past Cockfosters, believe it or not. Not the Piccadilly line version, but farmhouse down this lane. Now come off the lane to follow restricted byway 19 towards Bendish. Yeah, you've got Kite up there. It's amongst a trio of 3. Well, I've only got one of them. Well, it would be a trio of 3, wouldn't it? Wouldn't be a trio of 4. Anyway, got some rough pasture here, which I now realise has been left for shooting purposes as well as nitrogen purposes. Byway 19 is quite rutted and muddy, as you can see, used by horses quite frequently. And if you do happen to slip off, there's a nice dike for you to fall into on your right as you're heading north. Better off on the other side, really. Barn owl nest box. Just in front of Pickering's farm ahead of us. Looking back down to Whitwell from another angle with its tower over there. So on the fringes of Bendish, now follow restricted byway 15 to Lily Bottom Lane with some decent views on the right. 3:30 now, getting a little bit dusky. And that big wood in the distance I believe is Hitchwood, which is the finale to this walk, the pièce de la résistance. If it doesn't get too dark, I'll be going through it. Approaching Lily Bottom. This is marked as a ford on the map, just in front of actually Stag and Hoe Bottom at this point. But you know, the river levels are so bad currently. Don't know what this would have been like in the spring. You might have needed the bridge, don't know. But right now, look at it. It's like a desert. Church Lane Path, Handley comes out onto this lane where there is a footpath. Passing Stag and Hoe Cat Hotel. I could think of a few cats that could be in there disturbing the wildlife in my back garden on a permanent basis. Now walking a bit of the Chiltern cycleway, quiet country lane here, which I used to do a bit of before my ankle break. Just next to this white lodge, do a right as indicated there. Horses have got their winter jackets on at the moment. It's quite chilly at night now, light frosts in the morning. Certainly around this area anyway. Decent bit of scenery here. Shame it's getting dusk. In fact, dusk today, I've just checked, is 16:07. So 10 minutes up on last week. Well, these are certainly free range. Lovely. They are inquisitive little creatures, aren't they? Make me laugh. Anyway, I've got to crack on, birdies. It's already 5 to 4. As you can see, the old setting sun there in the distance. Don't see any fox guards. Interesting. Okay, at this rather large holly of some type, we come off this main path track and do a right here up towards Stag and Hoe, which is an interesting place if you want to Google that and learn a bit more. Stag and Hoe Park. Looking back whence I come, 10 minutes to sunset, and we're doing a left here, leaving the main track on FP12 Pretty decent vista in the dusk, and there you can see a plane taking off from Luton in a distance. Unfortunately. Now walking through the edge of Parkwood on the map. Okay, just as in the song by Michael Jackson, Thriller, all the night creatures are starting to come out now. Deer, pheasants are starting to call. Anything that needs to hunt by night is starting to slowly appear. So that means, as I'm stood on the edge of Foxholes Wood here, at this juncture, I'm going to be leaving the GPX track, unfortunately, and taking a right here, past Stagenhoe. I don't want to chance my arm with 20 minutes of daylight left in Hitch Wood, which would just be filming a little bit of tree cover anyway. So that section I'm going to give a miss, unfortunately, which probably knocks about a mile off today's trip. What a wonderful moon, eh? And as you can see, that bright light next to it is not an alien. That's another jet coming into Luton. So today, predominantly, I've noticed the jets have been coming in and out up to about noon, and from about now, 4 o'clock-ish. So there is a little bit of respite. So as you can see, Stagenhoe is associated with Sue Ryder. Very nice building there, castellated or turreted. As you can hear, plenty of pheasants. And that's actually called the Dower House. D-O-W-E-R, as opposed to the negative form. I'm passing Garden Wood on the map, here on my right. And that is the entrance to the wood that I was in earlier, Chalkley's Wood. Couldn't find the correct path as another jet comes in. So I've spotted my mistake. Straight after this initial gate, there's another gate opposite. I'll walk straight past that, and that'll get you down that tree line, that hedgerow there, onto the path and into the wood. I went across the field, which is obviously totally wrong. Old age again. But we're now back at on the GPX track. And walking the reverse direction back to the church. See, the issue is that finger post is well hidden in the hedge. I missed that. Albeit that's no excuse, because it's actually on the gates. So here we are. I don't know how many miles exactly I've walked because of the GPX packing up. That's the one that records my distances and times. But it's 20 past 4 now, and I know I set off about 12:30. So 3 hours 50, around 10 miles, so it's probably the official correct distance that I've walked today. And what a wonderful walk that was. Shame I didn't do it all. So in fact I haven't done 10 miles because I've got to knock a mile off, so I've done about 9. The full distance is around 10.5, I believe. But this is wonderful, look at that, the moon. All very creepy around here at the moment, apart from the jet noise. Really is a shame. Otherwise this would be great. What's dominating at the moment, and what seems to have adapted nicely, is the wildlife. The deer, the rabbits, the pheasants obviously, They are turning a blind ear, or a deaf ear, not a blind ear, a deaf ear to this noise. Wonderful. Just let that pass over. It's right on top of my head, about probably 500 foot above me. Otherwise, as I say, this is a very pleasant area, an extension of the Chilterns, which is why we've covered the Chiltern Way a bit today, as well as the Hertfordshire Way. But it would have been nice to get into Hitchwood, which is the largest wood in this area. Maybe I'll incorporate another walk from North Herts Ramblers that goes through it next time, or sometime this winter as the days shorten. So, I will mention actually, while I'm at it, that today I've been wearing a new spat. These are not gaiters, but very similar to ankle gaiters. I find ankle gaiters, because they have an attachment underneath the boot, I find them very annoying when you try to get them off. Obviously you've got to deal with the mud and everything else, but these spats are literally that. So I've been trialling them this week, and they do work. They don't move, which is what I was suspecting, but they could be improved by making them from a breathable material, because they don't breathe. They get very damp inside and make your socks wet if you sweat a lot, which you will do down there. And also they could do with a bit more Velcro, an angled Velcro down the side where you attach them. But otherwise they do exactly what an ankle gaiter does, which is all you need really for the walking I do. As you can see, they've done the job. Got a little bit of mud on the trousers from splashes, but otherwise they keep your boots clean and your the bottom of your trousers. About 15 quid. So a recommendation for you. So until the next time, take care.